Hello, beautiful beings. Thank you so much for showing up to receive the message. I had an experience today that I wanted to share. I had just gotten my child off on the bus, and I already felt some frustration and anger energy boiling up, but I was just kept focusing back on my heart. Anyways, I got her on the bus, and I was sitting listening to something positive, and I just had this overwhelming feeling of overwhelm, not knowing what's going on, frustration, and it can be very awkward and uncomfortable to be there. And it doesn't matter how many times you go to this place, somehow part of you gets a little lost in there for a moment before you can really realize, oh, I got my faculties, what can I do? And so be there, okay? So you're there, you're in that moment, you're feeling all the feelings, you're just like, I want to go kick rocks. And so then you had that experience for a little bit, and then you're like, oh, hey, I've got some tools in my toolbox I can use for this. So right away, whatever I was listening to, I just turned it off and I focused on my heart. And I was just kind of felt into it. So I felt the emotions of what was going on, and I connected with my heart. And I was becoming aware of where I was at, what thoughts were coming through my head. And then I say this thing that I say sometimes when I realize energies in my body. I say, universe, I'm aware that there's energy hanging out my lower 3 energy centers, which is usually where it's at. And I surrender this energy and I let it go. And I ask this energy to find its way back to the creative energetic flow and back into love. And so then I let that go. And then after I've felt it and I've been into it a little bit and I start grabbing onto my tools, I'm like, okay, so this is the kind of energy I have. So how can I get through this in the most easeful way? And so a lot of times music helps. And I know when you're in a frustrated place emotionally, it has to be expressed one way or another, an anger, kicking something, or you can turn it into a positive emotion and cry it out, or just feel it in your heart. And that's often what I've been playing around with. So I put on some music that I know that is energetically charged to give me emotional response. I have this Celtic music that just oftentimes when I'm in this vulnerable emotional state, I can get myself to cry, connect with my heart. And so I put that specific music on and I focus on my heart. And sure enough, the waterworks start happening. My heart connects to the music. I'm having a positive emotional experience and I'm releasing these once dense emotions. I'm releasing it in a beautiful way that feels good. And then once that release happens, the energy starts clearing up. I start sinking back into my natural state of being, is where I'm focused back on my heart again, and I'm letting energy move through my body with grace and ease. So I just really wanted to share that little process because I know a lot of us who are empathic and feel really deeply, sometimes when we get in the strong, dense emotions, it's hard to deal with them. It's uncomfortable, and emotions, energy needs to be released. And when we can turn that energy back in on our heart and express it through a loving, joyful, kind manner, we can process it in a way that is more uplifting to us and express it and get it out and bring it back to the creative energetic flow to create something else. And that way we're not harming anybody else in our way, we're not harming ourselves, and it's just feels better. Anyways, thank you so much for receiving the message. I hope something you found in here was helpful. I hope you have a beautiful day.